spent 10 years in prison, been out a few years. I know, most of you know it, but some people don't. So I like to let them know straight up what we're talking about, okay? In case they want to scroll. Anywho, listen, this is a touchy subject in prison, but in the interest of just being a decent freaking human being and not wanting people to get totally duped and robbed out of their life savings, I'm going to tell you the 5 things that will let you know and alert you that, baby, you a meal ticket, okay? You are being duped. You're nothing more than a sugar daddy. And not even a good one at that, because you're not even getting anything in return. If you met somebody on a pen pal prison website, it's very likely that she is she's hustling you. You know what I'm saying? It's a hustle. It's a game. I'm sorry for you if this strikes a nerve, but yeah, it's real. Okay, the prison game is real, the hustle is real, and sex sells. So you might find yourself drained at the end of this situation, and it's not something that I would wish upon any man or woman. Now, in the interest of just not being a complete and total hypocrite, I want you guys to know that I did never do this. There's a lot of ways to make money in prison, and you don't have to rob and lie to somebody to do that. So I don't feel bad talking about this because I did not do this myself, okay? I have a son, so if my son was ever in a predicament where he met a female on a pen pal prison website, I would never want this to be the final outcome for him, my brother, or any other male that I love in my life. Number 1, they will make it very clear that they don't want any money from you. They're not in it for that. Some people are, but they're not. They're in it for companionship, love, the long haul, and they're just so happy they found you. But rest assured, they don't want any money from you, okay? They will let you know that early on. Number 2, they will start telling you about their daily lives and expenses that they're incurring. Things like they, have to buy soap, they have to buy feminine hygiene products, they have to buy food because they don't get fed enough. All of this costs. And, they don't need any of that from you, even though they are probably, a little bit broke or struggling, but they've got it. But what they do need is for you to at least recoup the expenses of the stamps, the JPay stamps, the physical stamps, whatever it is, the phone calls, like whatever means you guys have to communicate, they're going to need for you to contribute or pay for that because they want to talk to you and you want to talk to them. And this relationship is blossoming, but they can't afford to take care of themselves, buy soap, buy food, buy all those things, and pay for the way that you guys need to communicate via phone or via, mail or email or whatever. So they'll start asking, if you can pay for stamps or things like that, or at the very least, they'll make you feel in a way that you will end up offering to pay for those things so that you feel like you're contributing because it's only fair, right? Contribute a little bit. Number 3, they will start telling you that basically there's nothing good in there. Everything is horrible, which it is kind of true. But you are the only thing that keeps them going. It'll go extremely fast. They'll make you feel like you're the only light in their life. You're the only little ray of sunshine in their gloomy day. They cannot live without you. They wake up thinking about you. They go to sleep thinking about you. They can't wait to run back to the dorm to get a spot on the phone line, to call you or to write you a letter because all day they've thought about you. And it's going to move incredibly quick. Like, damn, how did I find love in this hopeless place? You know what I mean? All these years I've gone without finding this person, and now I found my true love in prison, and I'm the only thing she has, and I'm the only thing she looks forward to, and she loves me so much, and holy shit, like how lucky am I that this person spends day and night just thinking about me because I am the most important and amazing thing in her life, and she's going to make sure to make you feel that way every time you guys talk. But it's going to be so fast that it almost seems too good to be true because it is. Number 4, they're going to start to include you in very personal situations, whether it be by using a title or just basically injecting you in the situation. For example, they're going to start referring to you as their hubby or her hubby or my hubby. She's going to be the wifey. You know what I mean? Like you guys now have titles and you guys are moving along. They're going to start talking about marriage and they're going to start introducing you or talking about family members. They're going to give you the phone number to their mom. They're going to get you to write their kids and meet their kids even while they're in prison. You're going to be meeting their kids, sending their kids holiday gifts and birthday gifts, and you're going to be doing it on behalf of the both of you guys as if you guys are like a unit, as if you guys are married, and they're going to start planning this whole life outside of prison with you. You think you guys are going to get married, you're going to pick her up, and you guys are going to ride off into the sunset because you've like already met her family. She's referring to you as her hubby, so everything is very deep, very personal, and you're in there. She's going to make sure you believe that. And last, but certainly not least, you are now baited and hooked, okay? So now comes the hustle part. Now she's going to start telling you about these impromptu emergencies, all these things that are going to come up that are going to require you to fork out money. For example, there's going to be packages that come up all of a sudden that she needs to have because they only sell them for a period of time and she has to have these items. There's going to be emergencies. She's going to owe people money, or there's going to be something that she has to buy, but she can only buy it right then. So you have to send her those couple $100 that night. You have to do it, because if not, she's going to miss out. She's going to get beat up. She's not going to have something, and you're going to feel bad because you're going to feel like you're her only hope. So you've got to save her out of that situation. And because now she's, put her and you in this family scenario, you feel like, okay, it's my duty, it's my obligation, and because I love her, I want to save her. So these emergency situations are going to continue to come up week after week. Before you know it, you'll be sending her some kind of allowance, some sort of money every week just to get her basic hygiene, her basic food, her basic necessities, nothing over the top. But these emergencies will start to creep up. When she calls, she's going to be very distressed, very upset, and very emotional about whatever's going on. And the only way to solve it is if you send money to somebody somewhere. Maybe it's somebody else's account, maybe it's a Cash App, maybe it's right to her account. But whatever it is, she needs money, or else this situation is going to cause her a lot of emotional stress. And the only one that can solve it is you. You're her hero. You're her knight in shining armor. And you plan to be for the rest of her life. So why not start taking care of business now, right? But the bottom line is, you've been groomed, you've been set up, you've been baited, you've been hooked, and now you're going to be drained. Nothing that she says is going to happen the way she said it's going to happen. I'm not saying that every single relationship in prison that starts through pen pals is going to end up like this, but I'm just letting you know that like 99.9% are. And, I actually honestly feel bad for the people that get duped, because they end up sometimes being drained of their entire life savings, their entire retirement, and all for nothing. Like, if there was a way to say, okay, you were both benefiting, then maybe I could understand it, because at least with a sugar daddy, he's getting something, she's getting something, and it's understood from jump that you both want something and you're getting something equally in return. But in a pen pal situation, you're selling somebody fake and false dreams, which means they're never going to bank on whatever it is that they think they're going to bank on. And they're putting in this investment, which is time, money, and love, into something that's going to come back void in the end. You're not going to get any of it. Not only are you going to be drained, but the worst part is your little heart's going to be broken. So listen, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying that everyone's like this, but what I am saying is be careful, be cautious. If something's too good to be true, it usually is, okay? Look for the signs. Very rare you're going to meet the love of your life in a female prison. It's usually not in the man's best interest to give up everything he has for this woman that he met through a pen pal website. So listen, guys, be careful, do your homework, do your research, you know what I mean? If she says that she's getting out on a certain date, look it up. If the date's a different date, ask her what's going on. If she says she has appeals in the court and she's getting out sooner, probably don't believe her. And I would hate for you to find yourself completely drained of your life savings at the end of what you thought was like a romantic love story. It's not The Notebook, okay? Anyhow, love y'all.
See you later.
What is sugar daddy sharing? Sugar daddy sharing is something that happens in a female prison, and a lot of people don't really know the ins and outs, so I'm going to explain it, and here it is. Okay, y'all, so if you didn't know, sugar daddies are a really common thing in a female prison. There's a lot of ways to get a sugar daddy. I'm not really going to go through all of the, ins and outs of that, but it is a common thing. A lot of women don't have family to support them. You need money when you're in prison. You need some sort of support system if you really want to make it. And a lot of times women will find sugar daddies. I have a video on this. I don't really condone this because, it's pretty effed up. It's a flaw thing to do to somebody, but it is something that happens all the time. And I did not personally do it. So let's just get that out of the way. But there is something called sugar daddy sharing. And what happens is, when you make contact with a sugar daddy, because you're pretty much, and by the way, a sugar daddy and a pen pal is pretty much the same thing in a female prison. But when you make contact, you're going to make contact with at least, 20 or 30 pen pals, aka sugar daddies, before you find one that you feel you can actually get money or some sort of benefit out of. Like, it's not just every single person that you write is going to be willing to help you or look out for you. So you're going to have to put in some work. But when you finally do find the one that you know is willing to help, this is what happens. Now, we all know that women look different. Some are maybe more attractive than others. We also know that people have different skill sets. Some may have the skill set to write a nasty letter a little better than yourself. So say you have somebody that is really attractive, but they suck at writing. But then you have someone that's not as attractive, but they can write a mean sex letter, okay? Woo, they can make that thing nasty. What you're gonna do is you're gonna come together, and the prettier person, the prettier girl, is going to put her picture and her info out there. Then the one that writes really well is going to write the letters. And together, you're gonna split the profit. Whatever you get from this guy, you guys are gonna split the profits, and you're gonna live off of that, and it's kind of like a team effort. That's how you kind of, share the responsibility, and you both win. Now, on the flip side of this, say you're about to EOS, which is end of sentence. You're about to EOS, you're about to go home soon. You have 3 really good sugar daddies. They send you a lot of money. You know good and well that you're not gonna go home to them, even though they think you guys are gonna get married and have this grand life together. You know that's just not the case. So what you do is you're going to sell him off to somebody else. And when you sell him off to somebody else, you might put whatever price, let's say $50 or $100, based on how much that sugar daddy or pen pal puts out there. You're going to make your price, and you're going to collect your payment from another girl who possibly and most likely has a lot more time left. Now, what that girl is going to do is, before you leave and while you're still there, you're going to start talking about that girl, and you're going to start saying things like, my friend Amanda, she's such a nice girl. I feel so bad for her. She doesn't have anybody. She's got a lot of time left, and she knows that you're so great and you love me so much, and she wishes she could find somebody like you. And so if you have, any friends or anyone I'm going to send you her picture, and here it is. But anyway, she said hi and thank you so much for helping. And boom, now he just got this letter. He's been introduced to Amanda through you. He's got a picture of her, and he knows that she's alone. But because he loves you and trusts you, and you've just given her the stamp of approval, he kind of is more, all the apprehension and all the walls that he might have up, those are all down. All his guards and all his defenses are down, because at this point, he's being introduced to Amanda in a good way, in a good light through you. You're going to continue to talk about Amanda. You're going to continue to talk about how good she is, how good of a person she is, how it's so sad that, she doesn't have any family, how crappy they are to her, how she didn't deserve this. And you're just going to continue to hype her up for the last, month or so that you're there. And then you're going to continue to keep saying, hey, Amanda said thank you. Amanda said hi, and just keep putting her in the game. And what will happen at that point is, about a week or two before you leave, Amanda is going to write this sugar daddy. And she's going to say, hey, Bill, I'm Amanda, and I got your address and information from whomever, from Julie. And Julie said, because she's going home soon, she wanted me to have your contact info. Therefore, not only does it solidify Bill's hope that you're coming home to him, but it also connects Amanda and Bill on a personal level without having to go through you. In about a week or two, you're going to go home, and you're never going to see Bill or talk to him again. And when that happens, Amanda is going to already know and have a letter ready to put in the box about a week after, you're gone. And the letter is going to say something like, hey, Bill, I haven't heard from Julie. This is Amanda, and I really just wanted to check on her. Is she okay? Like, what's going on? I hope you guys are doing good, so on and so forth. Naturally, Bill is going to write Amanda back and be like, no, she disappeared. I don't know where she is. He's heartbroken, and it's likely that he either doesn't have a lot of people in his life, or if he does, they don't know about Julie and this pen pal relationship. And if they do, they probably don't approve of it. And they're probably like, hey, we told you so. She got you for what she could, and now she's gone, and she was just using you. So even though he realizes this is all true now, and he probably got duped, he's still a human being. He's still going to want to vent about this to somebody. So he's going to vent to Amanda. I mean, it's pretty easy to predict human behavior, because we all kind of do the same things. And an emotion is an emotion is an emotion. No matter where it comes from, emotions are still felt the same, whether it's from this situation or that situation. The outcome is still the same. Pain and heartbreak is still the same, no matter who or how it came about. So he's going to want to start venting and talking about it, and who better to talk to than good old Amanda, the friend. Now, this is where Amanda is going to have to jump ship, okay? She's going to have to stop being loyal and stop being friends with Julie, which you know, this is all a setup anyways. But she's going to have to start shit-talking Julie and being on Bill's side. So she's going to start, you know, Bill, I'm so sorry. I don't know how she could do this to you. You're such a great guy. I would only be so fortunate to find somebody like you in my life. I can't believe she fumbled the situation. This is BS. Like, you didn't deserve this. And, you know, I'm just so sorry that this happened. And you're going to start consoling him. You're going to start being that shoulder to cry on, that shoulder to lean on, that support system for Bill. And therefore, that is going to naturally and organically, or so it looks from the outside looking in, roll over into a more deep and serious relationship. Because now Bill is heartbroken, left high and dry. And what better way to get over somebody than to get under somebody else? And that's exactly what Bill is going to do. He's not even going to have time to really be heartbroken over Amanda, because now he's got something new to focus on, which is the friend. Right? So the friend is definitely there and she's doing her part, and now she's going to reap all the benefits. And what really usually happens is Bill is like, okay, well, I spent my money on the wrong girl, but the wrong girl led me to the right girl, because Amanda is going to definitely come around and be like, oh my gosh, you know, Julie is the reason we met. It was all a part of the bigger plan. If she wouldn't have, you know, effed you over, then we would have never crossed paths and found the true love of our lives in each other and all this BS. So basically, it's just going to roll like that. And then he's not even going to be mad about the fact that he spent all this money and time and effort on Julie, because out of it came Amanda, who was the real true love, right? And boom, all is said and done. Sugar daddy just got sold to the highest bidder. And that's pretty much the two ways of sugar daddy sharing. So the one is to share amongst each other. You guys power up, become a team, and knock out the looks department and the creative writing department. And number two is just straight up selling your sugar daddy and his information and helping ease the new girl into his life so that she can have a smooth path from here on out to get whatever benefits you were getting. And that, my friends, is the world of sugar daddy sharing in the Florida State Penitentiary, okay? I'm sorry. I'm not making light of this. I think it's complete bullshit. Anyways, that's it. That's all. Y'all watch out. Keep your pockets with the padlock on them. Keep your hearts guarded. And make sure you're smart when dealing with convicts, because it's a dangerous world out there when you got seriously manipulative and smart people, okay? Love y'all. See you later.